Hello guys, Akash here with another video. In today's video, we will look around loops. Um, if you haven't heard this term before, you are in the right place because we will see what a loop is from the scratch. Now, I'll start with the problem itself. Okay, so if you think about it, like there's a problem where you need to do a certain task again and again. What I mean by again and again, let's say I need to print a name like hello world with a number 1, 2, 3. I mean one, hello world two, till 100 times. You can imagine it like a problem statement is given to you that print 100 times hello world. Now, what option do you have? Till now we had discussed like how can we print it, right? So so printing process is pretty simple, right? You need to write like console.log and here you can write like hello world, right? And I can put one more value. Okay. So it will print hello world when I run this program for the first time. But if I need to write it like 100 times, I need to write 100 time console logs. Just be like this only, right? And I need to change this manually. As you can see, I had just written 4 console logo here and it doesn't, you know, it make me feel like I'm not writing a code, I'm just copy pasting something. So it's not a good idea to pursue, repeated tasks like this. So what is the solution of this problem? The solution comes in form of loops. So loop by definition, we can say that a code block that need to be run repeatedly, that repeat itself until a certain condition match. What I'm saying is we are uh, running a code, a certain block of code till a desired point, right? Like I want to print 100 times hello. So I want to stop at 100, right? So my condition of stopping is when we reach 100. Okay. This is the just definition. Now we see how to implement a loop. How I can overcome this problem of writing 100 times hello. For in JavaScript, we have multiple types of loops, like guess 4 types of loops available. Like for loop, while, do while, for in, for off. Yeah. But for this video, we will just concentrate on for loop. Our entire, journey through the JavaScript, we don't need any other loop than for loop. Maybe you will, in certain condition, you can have while loop also. But other than that, for in, for off, we doesn't really need them. They are just high level, loops that works on arrays and objects only. We will see them also, but for now, just concentrate on for loop. Okay, so I'm writing here the syntax for the for loop. So syntax says that first you write for, as the name suggests, it's a for loop. So for is the keyword. Now you call it. It's like a function. Okay, and after that you will give a curly braces, and this curly braces is the body of that for loop. Anything you write over here will repeat itself. The code written inside this curly braces will get repeated. Okay. And now in this particular, braces, we will write 3 types of things. The first thing is a declaration of variable. As we know how to declare the variable, I'm just considering here a variable called count because we are counting in this particular example, right? And now you need to initialize this variable with some value. So our starting of the loop, I mean, our counting should start from 1 only, right? So I can give the initial value to 1. After that, I'll use this, I can zoom it a bit so you can see it. What I had done here is this particular column. It represents that our first variable initialization part is over. And from this point onwards, the second phase will be started. Okay. Now in second phase, we will write the condition to stop this particular loop. I mean, where should this loop stop? So I want to stop this loop when the count reaches 100. Okay. So my count is less than equal to 100. Till now, this loop should run. At any point, my count becomes 101. So this particular statement written over here, this conditional statement will return a false because 101 is not less than 100. In that case, my loop will be stopped. So till when my loop run? Till this particular condition over here returns a true. At any point, this returns a false, then my loop will stop, repeating itself. Now, what about the final, step? I put that colon again. You can find it on your keyboard next to L. Now, what comes in this part? So in this part, we will decide what should be happening. I mean, how you want to change this count after each repetition. So what I want is, I want to increment this count by 1 at every repetition. So how can I achieve this? I have two ways, like I can write like count plus plus. By mean, every time when this code block runs, if it runs for first time with count 1, but for the second time, the count will become 2. Similarly, after that, count will become 3 because every time at this point, my count will increment by 1 because I had write like count plus plus. So I am repeating myself again. What happens in a loop is there are 3 steps of a loop. Okay. The first one is variable initialization. So where we declare a variable and initialize it with some value. After that, we write the stopping condition. Till this condition is true, our loop will be running again and again. Here in the final step, what we do is we decide after each repetition what should happen with our initial count or initial variable. How should it change? We need to change it, right? If we didn't change this particular count, so this count won't increase at any point and this loop won't stop at any point because this count is never getting the true false. If a loop never gets a false, in that case, it won't stop running and your entire memory is consumed. And in the end, your web application will get a hang, your computer will get a hang, and your entire application might get crashed. So this is a really important, step to stop a loop at a condition. You need to think before writing this condition over here that it our condition should get satisfied at a desired point. Because if our condition doesn't get satisfied, then the loop will go infinitely. And in that case, our entire application get a crash. Okay. Now, let's see how this count is increasing or how this is working. So I'm just writing console log over here, console.log, and writing count to see what is happening with each repetition in my count variable. Now I need to run it. So to run it, I'll write like node and the file name is v9.js. And as you can see, first, this count value is 1. In second repetition, because we had incremented by 1, it becomes 2. Then it becomes 3, 4, 5. And when this count reaches 100, so this particular condition get a false after that. When this reaches 101, it get failed over here. And after that, this block doesn't run anymore. So we don't see any 101 over here. Now, let's say I doesn't increment this count. I'm just decreasing this count by -1. In that case, what happens? This count will get a negative value and this particular condition will never get satisfied, right? Let's see what happens with our application. It might get hang. I need to think doing this. Okay. As you can see, this loop is continuously running and we are not getting anywhere. So I need to stop it right now manually because it is not getting stopped and at any point because our condition is not getting false, in any case. So I need to remove it from here. Okay. Rearrange it. Let's just zoom out a bit. Now, in our, from starting our example, let's just continue with it. I can do write hello world 1,000 times, 100 times. So what I can do is inside this loop, I can call it hello world. And give a value like count over here so that I can make my count also visible to the shell. And here I can run that. Okay. Need to stop that. Here I need to write count plus plus. So that my count increase at every repetition. And when it reaches 100, it will stop running the loop. As you can see, yeah. So now we are getting hello world 100 times. Okay. So this was the basic example of a loop. Now, what else we can achieve from this loop? Let's say we want to write table of 5. So how can we write it? Let's do it. So for table of 5, we need to have an initial value, right? So our table should start from 5 only. The first value is 5, right? And when should our table stop? When the value reaches 50, right? But I don't want to increase the count by 1 only. I want to increase it by 5. So what I can do is I can write it like this. Count, assign, count plus 5. What happens at this point? This count gets a value previous count plus 5. Okay. Should I run it? Let's run it. Okay. So here we are getting the 5 table out of it. Now 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. Similarly, you can have any table desired. You can print it like this. For this video, this is enough. You can do a practice like we can have. I'm giving you assignment over here. What you need to do is you need to write a table for 2, 5, and 10. And also you should write the table in decreasing order. I mean, I want you to write a table that starts from 50 and end at 5. It's a 5 table only, but in reverse manner. So I hope you would enjoy doing this assignment. You can ping me on your comments like I had done it, and you can share your code file also, this Replit link. I'll obviously give you a thumbs up if you do that. Okay, so bye bye. Keep coding.